Hey guys, this is Jason. Today I'm reviewing Hitman, directed by Richard Linklater and stars Glen Powell as a college professor of psychology who is also a part-time police officer where he disguises himself as a fake hitman, and he gets hired by some people to kill some other people because they think he's a hitman, but in reality he's just getting them to confess about wanting him to kill those people right before he turns them to the police. But as Ron, he later meets a beautiful girl named Madison, played by Arjona, who is going through a divorce from an abusive relationship. And then he starts to fall in love with him, which of course gets things complicated for him because she doesn't know his real identity. For me, Richard Linklater is a good director. He's not one of my favorite directors, but he's made some films that I personally enjoyed, and I think they are very good, like Dazed and Confused, School of Rock, Waking Life, Boyhood, A Scanner Darkly, and his Before Sunrise trilogy. And this movie came out on Netflix recently, and I decided to watch it just to make a review out of it, and I think this is a really good movie. I had a lot of fun watching it. This is a very engaging film where we get to see Gary try to get these people to confess on why they want him to kill someone that they know, even though he's not really a murderer. And we see him do it in very fun ways with how he's able to dress himself, which I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. And with Glen Powell's performance, definitely makes this film a lot of fun to watch, which I do think Glen Powell is a good actor. I did like him in Top Gun Maverick, but here he is fantastic in this film. And after seeing him in this film, I am looking forward to seeing what else he does in the future. I know he's got Twisters later this year, but besides that, I am excited to see what else he does. He starts out as a normal professor who doesn't have a lot of people to talk to, and he lives by himself, and not a lot of people see him as a very cool guy because he's mostly quiet and doesn't really do a lot in his life. He hasn't really come out of his shell all that much. But when he decides to become Ron, people start to see him as a very cool person, and he starts to get better at his job, and he's starting to like being Ron because he's starting to feel like he's coming out of his shell more as Ron. And when we get to see him get other people to confess on why they want him to kill certain people, you can tell that he's smart. He is able to get inside their heads and make them confess on why they want him to do it, since he is also a professor on psychology, which leads to some very funny moments with him whenever he's disguising himself by wearing these hilarious costumes and wigs for his fake identities. But then he gets a little too comfortable as Ron, because when he starts dating Madison, things get a little complicated for him because she doesn't know who he really is. Because when we were first introduced to Madison, she explains that she's a divorced person that got out of a very abusive relationship where her husband wouldn't let her do anything that she wanted to do, so she starts to feel free when she starts dating Ron. Now, the chemistry between Powell and Arjona, I'm sorry if I'm getting her name wrong, is good. I did like their chemistry, but I feel like they should have given it a little bit more development because I thought that their relationship, for the most part, was kind of one of the weaker parts of the film. Where even though they do have some development, like I said, with Arjona going through a divorce, they really don't get into a whole lot of them feeling like an actual couple because most of the scenes they have is just them doing inappropriate stuff, I'll just say that. And we don't really see them feel like they're becoming a couple because most of the film is just them doing their private time. Now, this film does feel a little familiar at times in regards to its plot because it goes for the liar trope that the character gets himself into. Now, we've seen that trope done in a lot of films for sure, but the way they handled it made it feel more fresh and different, with great humor, really good performances, a very smart lead, and it's very well directed. And this film does feel different compared to Richard Linklater's other films because he's more known for making some more nostalgic films like Dazed and Confused, where it reflects on the nostalgia from the 1970s. And he's also known for making some dark films like A Scanner Darkly, which is a very overlooked and under underrated animated film that I do strongly recommend for you to watch if you haven't yet. Now, besides the romance being one of the weaker parts of the film in regards to not having that much development, this is still one of my favorite films from Richard Linklater, up there with A Scanner Darkly and his Before Sunrise trilogy. Hitman is a movie that I definitely recommend watching if you haven't yet. It's so far one of my favorite films of this year, and it's just a fun romantic comedy and a very fun crime movie. I'm gonna give Hitman an A-. So guys, if you did see Hitman on Netflix, what did you think about it? Did you think it's a very fun movie, or did you think that this one wasn't very good? Let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know this, are there any films I missed this year that you want me to review? Let me know what those are in the comments below. I do take requests, I do want to review other films I miss. Just let me know what those films are that you want me to review in the comments below. And as always, if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing, because it helps my channel grow. Hit the notification bell so you know what other videos I'm posting. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.